Yeah. I see.
So I think it comes down to them pressuring other people.
The brothers just cornered Maddy. And like, we weren't going against you, yada yada. And she was just like, remember when we got kicked out of the room?
When what?
When we got kicked out of the room?
Oh yeah, that's what.
She was like, the brothers came in here, and we're like, we weren't campaigning against you, yada yada. Just want you to know, don't put us up.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think they've come around.
You think that they will?
I think the widow does.
Oh really?
I think they come around.
I don't know. They've been pushing pretty hard today.
But they just tried to patch things up with her. If they were smart.
I think they're worried. If, like right now, it's a tie. I think it's me, you, Raul, Ramsey, Nikki, Maddy, and the other four. And then they're just hoping they can convince Tim, because Cassandra and the brothers have been chatting with him last night. They took him outside and talked for like an hour.
Yeah.
He was going to sleep on it. I know he wanted Dallas gone, but then apparently Nikki said she's going to vote the way Tim wants, and she's going to vote out.
I just had a conversation with her before you came to the room then.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, Tim's just really getting on my nerves, and like we made a pact, but like I'm really getting sick of it. He doesn't see that Cassandra's manipulating him, and like he just says that she's not, but he is, and he's been really rude to me, and I'm really sick of it, that I might just do my own thing now. And I was like, well, Nikki, you know, Mitch and I will always be around for you, and then you came in the room. So I was like, oh, kind of interesting. So I think she could be swung, but she doesn't like hearing game talk, so it'll be a last stage effort. Like, and I told her.
Okay, is it more worth it at this point to try and force it to be a 5-3, or to just get everyone, get the brothers and Cassandra, and be like, yo, you're all trying to keep someone who literally is outright telling everyone that he's going to go after Jared. So why?
I know.
And that's not, then this literally destroys the group.
Exactly. I can't say it anymore. I've already preached to them enough today.
Yeah.
I've done my deed. I've said as much as I could say. And I'm honestly convinced that if Dallas stays, I will be the first person that he wants to work with.
Yeah, you think so?
100%.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. I'd put money on it.
Yeah.
Because if he's been trying this hard to get me out this long and it hasn't worked, eventually you have to reconsider your strategy in this
You
game.
want that.
If it is, then it's the brothers. And I'm like, either way, you guys are fucked. There's no sense in screwing people over that you're majority with. I don't know. There's just no getting through them. I get it, they're scared, but I'm like, there's times where you will be scared in this game.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, I guess if the shoe is on the other foot, I just know Dallas is a better competitor, all in all.
Yeah.
And what they just don't get is like, he told me he wanted to work with me. He told me he wanted to work with them.
Yeah.
And that's why I went in the pool with them, to prove my point to them. But they still are like, I don't know. I'm like, I literally just did this to prove a point to you guys that you can't trust this person, and you're still humming and hawing. What more do you need? So, whatever happens at this point.
But I'd rather be in our control.
But I want it to be in our control.
Like, I think it also just doesn't look good if we are the ones who
Lay
are
down
on the wrong side. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like long term, either to be able to say like, oh, remember that time when Mitch and Raul and Jared had no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to control this game at all.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, okay, do we get to the point where?
I'm gonna have a talk with Cassandra tonight too.
But I think it. Okay, so it's either I have not talked to Nikki, and I'll try and talk to her.
Yeah.
Either she
just very
becomes
subtly.
Yeah. My worry is that she's kind of flaky in the sense that like I worry she can make
wants to do it too.
and then she could switch.
Like I said, I think it's gonna be a last ditch effort for us the day of. Nikki.
That would be leaving a lot to chance. Is the only thing. Do you know what I mean? Like I either need to know she'll do
But
it,
it's so hard. You can't push her. You can't push that girl. I'm gonna talk with Cassandra. I'm like, Cassandra, honestly, like, we have a connection that, you know, like, because we're both from the same city. I'm like, honestly, like, you said you wanted to make this happen, and it's such a small city. I'm like, honestly, like, you're just looking for a protector. If I leave this house, there's gonna be no brothers aren't gonna protect you like I'm gonna protect you. You know what I mean? Tim won't be in power. You need to really smarten up right now, because if someone who you think can protect you in this game leaves, you're kind of left standing there.
Mm-hmm.
If I leave, you're just a wounded animal sitting there that probably won't win anything.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that to her, but like.
That's why I feel like the brothers are emotional and will, as much as they want to admit it, they will play out of fear. If it's me, you, and Raul saying to them, look, if you vote that way, then don't count on us. Do you know what I mean?
It's tough because I don't want to put us in that position.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, next week if I'm in power, I'm gonna backdoor them completely.
I would think about it as well.
If we're having this big of issues right now, where you're trying
to saying there's still so many people left. Like why?
Why do you need to be doing this?
Why aren't we working together?
Why aren't we all working together? What's the purpose of this?
Mm-hmm.
So if they're already being that flaky, well, if I can't trust you right now in such a simple decision, and Phil even said he's like I don't know, it's a simple decision. I'm like, yeah, it's a very simple decision for me this week. He's like, yeah, I don't know why I'm making it so difficult. I'm like, thank you. Like, why?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? So whatever. And I just told Tim the exact same thing. I was like, we were all sitting outside. I was like, yeah, the brothers, that's his only campaign is to get me out. But I just went in the pool with him. And I was like, Dallas is going to be Dallas. He's like, yeah, that's true. You can't trust that kid at all. So I don't know. Yeah, Joel's just going to do what majority does. Joel?
Yeah, but right now, well, no, he's either going to do, it's going to be 4-4 right now. He's happier on that side because I think he's closer to Dallas than Maddy. But I was just trying to convince him that I can be our fifth. Become that fifth, and we can like make that decision. And I was like, I will sit down with you and Jared and Raul. And we'll all like, because I think he's afraid of Raul. Like he doesn't.
He is, and I wish Raul didn't do that. Because he went in there, was like, by the way, if I'm ever in a household, you were going up in the block. I'm like, you had to play nice with him while he was in power.
So I was trying to say, like, yo, like, we'll sit down. Like, I'm sure that they will guarantee that they're not coming after you. And that you'll have that.
But it is funny, you should have brought up to him that Cassandra tossed his name around.
I have said that, and he kind of, like, took it a weird way. And I was like...
He's hard to read, that boy.
What's that?
It's hard to read.
Yeah.
So whatever. It's gonna be close. Too close for comfort. I just would. Too close for comfort.
And that's why I'm like, then maybe we need a unanimous vote. Like, we have to push for the unanimous vote. Because playing this middle round of, like, having some people vote one way and some people vote the other way, it's like...
They just don't get that we need to be strong right now. Everything in good time, but you need to take out the heavy players when you can get them out. We might not get another option like that with Dallas ever again.
Yeah, true.
Where there's so many people that hate Maddy that she's easy to be like, we'll put up so-and-so and Maddy. But it's always going to be and Maddy, and Maddy, always.
It probably is Ramsey and Maddy because they're kind of becoming something.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I don't want, like, I know we're in such good books with them right now.
Yeah, I don't think he would go home. I think it would just be a dynamic to, like, make sure that...
Yeah, I know.
He probably...
And that's why Phil and Cassandra are so worried, because they know that we're going to be safe. And they're not, but they just screwed themselves over in that such department. Stressful. Only time will tell. But I'm going to talk to Cassandra tonight and bring that up to her.
So you think the brothers are convinced then? Like,
if they went in there to try and patch things up, and like she said, he cornered her and like made her say that she wouldn't put them up. Like forced her. She's like, they forced me to, Jared.
Well, then who would she put up?
I don't know, but like they just want, it doesn't matter. She will probably still put them up.
Right. They just want it.
They just needed to hear, so they could be like, you're a bitch, which is fine by me. But the thing is, that's what I'm gonna shake my head at is next week if Dallas will go home, Maddy's not gonna win anything, and they're gonna be like, oh, you were right. Like, and if she does, it's kind of good for us even too. Like,
like I'm happy if she.
I know. If it was like me and her, I'd be like, oops, I dropped something. Like, do it.
Dallas winning would suck for us, unless you think he would come to you. But
it would be his only angle.
Yeah, to like.
He couldn't do anything else.
Yeah.
He couldn't do anything else. And logically, And he's told me time and time again, just in the pool, no one has common sense here. I'm like, yeah, me and you think a lot alike. He's like, yeah, and no one has common sense like us. So, who knows?